Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibottom coming with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Lord Dregg, the ruler of planet Sectoid from their new Dimension X line. This is another character that existed previously in the Ninja Turtle lore that we're getting again in the new Nick series. As you can see for the package, you got the nice open clamshell that shows the figure within, and then you got the updated background with the turtles in their spacesuits and then the Dimension X logo there. Come around here to the back of the package, you got all the figures that are currently available and some that are still trying to get out. Like I said, I still haven't found the Mutant Shredders anywhere. I know that other people have found them, I just cannot. And it's kind of unfortunate because those are fun little guys. And then for the bio here, it says Lord Ringath Dregg is Lord of all insect life in the universe. He is the most vicious alien gangster in the galaxy and has the fighting power to back it up. With a mouth full of fangs, spider hands that shoot webs, robug servants, and a battle mode that equips him with a battle mask, electro blaster, and chest rocket, Lord Dregg is one ruler that should not be tested. And then you see his weapons are insect rockets, and his team he's his own leader of his own team because he's the lord of all insect life, which is just kind of funny. Makes me wonder if he would actually be able to control somebody like Stockman Fly. That'd be kind of interesting to see, but for the package, that's about it. For really cool, I dig really the color that they used on this guy. Very, and I don't want to say vibrant because it's not very bright, but it just has a very deep, cool look to it. Really very excited about this guy. So without further ado, let's get him open and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Lord Dregg open up and out of his packaging. And again, Playmates has done a really decent job with this figure. There are some minor things that I'm not particularly impressed with, but all in all, this is a great representation of what they can really do. Now, for the figure himself, I mean, you can basically see that he's got a very nice resemblance to Dregg in the actual cartoon series, but you're also seeing like a lot of really nice color. It also has some pretty decent kind of paint details on there. I mean, you can see some nice pinkish variation here on the actual head. You come down to the arm and you got some spray paint kind of put on his actual arms. I mean, colors all over the place with this guy. Same here on this side. The legs are all pretty much just one color. It's primarily like done in the upper body, but one thing that's great, and I honestly, I do not know how well this is going to come across. It looks great in person, but zooming in here, you can see that his whole upper torso here is actually this translucent plastic. I mean, you can kind of see it because I can move my hand behind it, and you can see that on the inside there, he's got these like organs and things like that on the inside. You can kind of make it out. You can kind of see the coloring of what's basically going on in there, but that's great. I really think that that is spectacular. It was the way that he was in the actual cartoon. Now, one thing that's kind of unfortunate is his whole body was kind of like that, but I can understand them not doing that on the entire figure. Instead, they did a really good job with just the overall color of the plastic on here. Really very nice. Now, again, he comes with no weapons, just like was the case with Mozart. And, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate. Again, I don't know why they're kind of skimping on weapons and things like that. I mean, maybe they're looking at these figures and they're saying that we're giving them a little bit better of a paint deco and articulation, so we need to cut out the weapons. I don't know if that's the case, but if it is, I guess I can kind of say I'd rather have a better looking figure than a figure with a lot of glaring problems, but hey, he's got an accessory. I mean, I'd rather have a figure like this. Now, in terms of the some of the problems that I have, the first one being that you come around here to the back, and you can see that he does have wings. The problem is it's all one piece. It's articulated up here at his back, but it's all one piece. You can see that it's sculpted very nicely, and you got some real nice kind of ridges and stuff in the actual wings themselves, but it's all one piece, and you can't separate it and have them, you know, kind of spread out. That would look really cool. It would also make posing his tail a little bit easier. As you can see, he does have a tail that is articulated. I do always find it weird that they can always make it so that the tail's articulated. The other thing is that the way that his feet are designed, you can see that he's got like this chicken leg thing kind of going on here. This is on a flat sort of sculpt, so it works good. But this one is more on a bend. You can see that this is meant to be, what you put it on. It doesn't balance all that great if you want to have it straight. I mean, it's not too bad. You kind of, though, have to rest it on the back where you're using this section to kind of balance them. So it's kind of weird that they even bothered putting that in there. It's not bad, and if you balance it properly, you can get them to stand, but it always seems to work better when you just use this whole thing as the flat of his foot. So that's basically what I end up having to do. You can see that, though, it does have a tendency to want to lean back, so you do have to fiddle with it some to get the feet in a position where they're going to stand pretty good. And in doing so, it always ends up making this foot kind of look like his toes just pointing up. It's not terrible, but it works a whole lot better, but it in turn makes it look a little weird. Now, for his articulation, the head will look left and right, but it does get very limited because you can see that the whole head here, like the neck and everything, is all done in this plastic. So it does get a little bit limited as you're rotating it because the mouth area kind of rubs into his neck. So it doesn't rotate all the way around. The shoulders here are on the pin hinge joint. So you got the pin going in there, which allows for the rotation. And then you got the hinge on it that allows it to flex up and down. The arms are in this pre-molded sort of pose, so this is how the hands are going to be. I do wish that they had some like rotation in the wrist or something like that, but it would have broken up the sculpt on there. As it is, it's not bad. You can get some, decent looks with them, kind of high-fiving you, I guess. I don't know. So, I mean, at least you do have some good range of motion there, and they're not too bad with the sculpting. The little ones down here are on ball joints. I always find it funny when people talk about these pins that pin into the body, and then you got a little hinge there. They call these ball joints. This is a ball. That's a ball joint. You put that in there, or I'm sorry, that's a ball. You put the thing on there, and that's a ball joint. It's just, I don't know, it's weird when people do that. You can see that the wings here, like I said, do rotate around. He does rotate at the waist, which is nice. You can come back here, you can see that the tail also does rotate. And then you got the pin hinge joints down here for the actual hips. So nice range of motion there. The poses are kind of limited in what you do with it, but like I said, you can get some pretty decent looks with this guy. It just depends on how patient you are with his posing, I guess. And, I'm not very good at posing, so something like that is probably about the best that I'm going to be able to do. Now, for his size, again, he is a little bit smaller than I would like. I don't think he's bad by any stretch, though. So setting him there and then bringing in Donnie, who, again, is the biggest of the turtles, you can see that he is a taller figure and a little bit, just bulkier, I guess, in general. So I'm quite pleased with the overall size. I do wish it was bigger. I do wish that they would do something and have a higher price point figure, especially for these characters that are much larger. These are like deluxe figures, I think they call them. If they upsize them a little bit and even charge a little bit more, I mean, you're looking at like $8, $9, $10 for the basic figures. If you charged $12, $13, $14, $15 for a larger guy like this, I would be very happy with that. So Playmates, listen to us. We're telling you what we want. Give it to us, I guess. But the overall look, like I said, really is very, very cool on here. Now, Dregg has appeared in a couple episodes here in the new season. I want to say 2 of the 4 episodes that we've gotten so far has featured him. So it does seem like Dregg and the sectoid race is going to be a slightly prominent, maybe not as prominent as the Triceratons, but at least a constant sort of presence in the new season for the show. And I like him. I think he's cool. One thing that I will say is that I don't know exactly who does the voice for this guy, but it sounds a lot like Jeffrey Combs. Now, I know that's not who it is, but it sounds a lot like him, and it works for the character, I think. And I like him. I really do. Now, like I said in my review of Mozart, both him and Lord Dregg are exclusive to Walmart for the rest of 2015. After that, he will be available at any other retail outlets. So if you're looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. And once again, I'd also like to mention that this figure was provided via the support of my patrons. So I would encourage you to please check out down in the video description the various people who helped to make this review possible. And if you'd be interested in becoming a patron, please check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/Optibotimus. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus, and until next time, I'll talk to you later.